Good morning, and thank you for watching the March 31st City of Janesville COVID-19 Community Briefing. This briefing is provided Monday through Friday at 8:30 a.m. My name is Brian Schweigel, and I'm the Planning Section Chief for this operational period. Next, we'll review our incident objectives for the city's COVID-19 response. First, safeguard the community, including our residents, businesses, and visitors. Second, deter the spread of COVID-19 within our capabilities. Third, provide essential services to the community. And fourth, safeguard City of Janesville employees and preserve our city service power. We'll now hear from other members of the EOC leadership team, beginning with our operations section.
Good morning. Rob Perkins, Operations Section. The EOC is still activating at a Level 2 activation. All departments are still performing essential functions. The Operations Section has begun assisting the Clerk's office with spring elections. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Situation Unit Leader Maggie Dar.
Thank you, Brian, and good morning, everybody. My name is Maggie Dar, Situation Unit Leader for this event. As of yesterday, Monday, March 30th, the Wisconsin Department of Health Services was reporting 1,221 confirmed positive cases of COVID-19 in the state of Wisconsin and 15 cases here in Rock County. The city continues to closely monitor our staffing levels every day, supporting our objective of ensuring we can provide essential services, and allows us to respond and adapt as the situation progresses. Yesterday, on Monday, over 14% of our employees were working remotely. We're also closely monitoring levels of personal protective equipment, or PPE, that keeps our employees safe and allows them to continue to serve. Excuse me. I have no changes to city services to report. However, yesterday afternoon, the Janesville Fire Department issued a burn ban for their entire response area. So this prohibits burning of debris in barrels, burning of debris piles on the ground, grass, or wooded areas, and it includes prairie burns that were previously issued a burn permit. The ban does not include, however, recreational fires like fire pits, campfires, and grills. So go ahead and enjoy those luxuries this week when it's nice outside. And this is really out of concern for our first responders, trying to limit the calls that they have and limit the contact with the community. So we also continue to keep close contact with all of our partners and other governmental agencies, the medical community, schools, and nonprofit organizations to ensure a coordinated response. Thank you.
Thanks, Maggie. Next is City Clerk Treasurer Dave Godek.
Thank you, Brian. Good morning. Dave Godek, City Clerk Treasurer. So far for the spring 2016 election, the Clerk Treasurer's Office has issued 9,762 absentee ballots. 9,149 of those have been through the mail. To compare that to the 2016 presidential election, which is always our busiest election, we issued a total of 9,686 absentee ballots in that election and 1,719 by mail. So we are continuing to process those. As we get closer to April 2nd, that's the deadline to request ballots. We're encouraging residents to request those ballots either online at www.myvote.wi.gov or by emailing our office at godekd@ci.janesville.wi.us. It is going to become increasingly difficult for someone to mail in an application and get it here by that April 2nd deadline. Additionally, if you get your ballot and you're afraid that the post office will not return it to us by the deadline of April 7th at 8 p.m., there are two options that you can use. One is you could return that by priority mail, or we have a drop box located outside of City Hall at the Wall Street entrance that we will be checking continually throughout the day for absentee ballots. You can pull up, drop it off in that drop box, and have no person-to-person contact. Thank you.
Thanks, Dave. Next is Economic Development Director Gail Price.
Good morning. Economic Development Director Gail Price. The Economic Development Office is tasked with helping lead the community in the economic recovery now and post-COVID-19 pandemic. Since passage of the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act, and that's the last time I'm going to say the whole thing, abbreviated as the CARES Act, information continues to evolve, and the city is continuing to evaluate that and post information on our growjanesville.com website. And there's a banner at the top that you can click on that will lead you to the page to the various bits of information. The CARES Act is really unprecedented. It's really designed to help small and mid-sized businesses, but in addition to those businesses, it's designed to help franchisees and franchisors, which is something that we have not seen in other economic recovery acts. When we look at, and so really that's really going to help our hotels and restaurants, who will be reaching out to a lot of those here in the near term. When we look at the SBA loan program, those have been split into two different programs. The SBA Section 7A is really focused on what they're calling Paycheck Protection Program. That's to help people with paying salaries, paying their own rent, and other overhead that would normally be found with a business. The Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program, or EIDL, is really the traditional SBA disaster programs, and those have been evolved a little bit, where there's an emergency $10,000 advance that does not have to be repaid while a loan application is being evaluated, and then there's an expanded express loan program. Just remind everyone that the Small Business Development Center, or SBDC network, is available to help people with their applications. Our closest center is at UW-Whitewater, 262-472-1365. Also encourage people to check out the excuse me, the WEDC website that will have information. And then last, I'd like to thank my EOC operations team for allowing the Economic Development Office to flex time. We're going to have staff available to answer people's questions, so feel free to call 608-755-3059. I'd be happy to assist you in your application. Thank you.
Thanks, Gail. Next is Public Information Officer Molly Nolte.
Thanks, Brian. Good morning. I'm Molly Nolte, Public Information Officer. For trustworthy and up-to-date information from the City of Janesville, please check in often on the city's website. You can also sign up for our press release emails and follow us on Facebook and Twitter. To sign up for those press release emails, it's the city's website, which is www.ci.janesville.wi.us/email lists. The city has also created a unique web page on our website that contains helpful information in regards to the COVID-19 response. You can visit our website /COVID-19, and on this page you'll find links to community resources. All of these briefings are archived there. Our FAQ sheet, which is updated almost daily, up-to-date CDC information, business recovery information, as Gail Price mentioned, and much more. Please remember to continue to get your information from credible sources. There's a lot of misinformation and rumors that you might come in contact with, and the City of Janesville only trusts government-sanctioned sites like the CDC, Wisconsin Department of Health Services, FEMA, and others. If you have additional questions, please call our community support hotline. It's every day, weekends included, from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. That phone number is 608-373-6027. And please share this information with your friends, family, community groups, social networks, and others. Thank you.
Thank you, Molly. Next is Finance Administration Section Chief Steve Waniger.
Good morning. Steve Waniger, Finance and Administration Section Chief. The EOC response team has logged 2,372 hours to date, and we have captured expenditures of $128,771.76. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Next is our Safety Officer, Captain Tom Bruner.
Good morning, Safety Officer Tom Bruner. I just want to remind you to clean your hands often. Wash your hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds, especially after you have contact with people in public places, after people blow their nose, cough, or sneeze. If soap and water are unavailable, use a hand sanitizer that contains at least 60% alcohol. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth with unwashed hands. We continue to emphasize avoiding close contact, maintaining the social distance of 6 feet, create space between yourself and other people. This is especially important for people who are at higher risk of becoming sick. Facilities and workspaces and residences should be cleaned thoroughly multiple times during the course of the day with approved EPA cleaners. High-touch services should be cleaned more frequently. Thank you.
Thank you, Captain Bruner. Next is Incident Commander, Fire Chief Rhodes.
Hi, good morning, Janesville. Ernie Rhodes, Incident Commander, City of Janesville. Just want to say thank you to everybody who is staying at home and using your social distancing. And just to remind everybody, as City Manager Freitag said yesterday, if you're going to go to the store, maybe one person goes, not the whole family, so we can try to decrease the exposure to potential infection. EOC operations, today we are continually looking to find personal protective equipment for our responders. We are also trying to find other PPE for anybody else that is on the front line of this response. We are absolutely supporting the city clerk's office for elections, and that's one of the benefits of declaring a state of emergency and creating an emergency operations center, is that we can effectively move and surge employees and people to help departments that have a priority and function as far as government, continuity of government. And we feel that is extremely important that we maintain our ability to provide and participate in our elections. We are continuing to working on our surge capacity with our partners in the community for the hospitals. And as you heard Gail Price, we are looking at recovery. We started looking at recovery virtually the day that we activated our Emergency Operations Center. Food, fuel, utilities are good. Infrastructure is good. It's all in place. And so just remember that. If you're watching the news and you see this COVID-19 on every channel, remember, take a pause, look around you. Things are okay. Our infrastructure is in place. Your family's around you. You have food. If you don't have food, you can call 608-373-6027, and we'll help you with that. City service are running really well, as we mentioned before, and we are monitoring that every day, every hour. And then I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it every time. You're in a new norm. You're out of your comfort zone. Give yourself grace. Give your family grace. Give the people around you grace. Thank you.
Next, we'll hear from City Manager Mark Freitag.
Thank you, Brian, and good morning, City of Janesville EOC members, City of Janesville employees, and members of the public that may be tuned in. I just wanted to remind folks that today at 10 o'clock, the City Council will hold a special City Council meeting, and that's to essentially take action on those items that were scheduled for our City Council meeting on the 23rd of March, which was canceled. And so if you want to watch that and listen to the conversation and the discussion, you can certainly tune in to JATV channel 994, or you can go to our city website and watch it through a live stream, just as you might always be able to do. The next thing that I want to mention is I want to just take some time to give kudos to our Incident Commander, Chief Rhodes. Chief Rhodes just finished 1 year here with the City of Janesville. His anniversary date was March 18th of this year. He's doing a fantastic job in the fire department, and frankly, we're blessed to have him here as our incident commander. He brings national level, state level, and certainly local level emergency management expertise to our city. And so he's doing a great job, and we're all in good hands. And so I want the community and certainly our city team to know that we're very, very thankful and appreciative of the work that he's doing. So keep up the good work, Chief. The next thing that I want to talk about is we received some calls about social distancing. And so, we've got city employees that come to City Hall. They're working in the Emergency Operations Center, but we've learned, over the last 2 weeks how to adapt to social distancing. And so if I can get Alan, who's running our JATV shot and our screenshot, we spread out, and this is how we operate. Everybody operates where we have, a 6-foot bubble around us, and so when we're walking down the hallways, we move to the extremes. We keep distance. When we have meetings, we keep 6 feet apart from each other, and we make sure that we respect everybody's 6-foot bubble. And so I encourage the community certainly to do that, and to make sure that when you're in an environment where people aren't respecting that 6-foot bubble, that you take charge and say, hey, folks, let's back it up. Let's get our distance and maintain some social distancing. So, this is what the City of Janesville EOC is able to do. We're able to operate and respect that social distancing. The other thing that I'd like to just highlight is we've received some calls about folks, typically youth or young adults, out playing contact sports. And frankly, that doesn't marry up with the governor's social distancing order. And so I just wanted to remind folks that in emergency order number 12, the governor specifies individuals may not engage in team or contact sports, such as by way of example, and without limitation, basketball, ultimate frisbee, soccer, or football, as these activities do not comply with social distancing requirements. Playgrounds are closed. Likewise, our fitness court is closed. And so, folks, spread the word, especially if you have kids that are heading off to the basketball courts to play. Number one, they're breaking the emergency order. Number two, they're having contact with folks and they're bringing that back into your home. And as we've discussed repeatedly, that's not good for your home safety. And so please make sure that you educate folks, especially our youngsters and our young adults, that contact sports are just not the way to do proper social distancing. And so if you can help us with that, that would be appreciated. Also, I've mentioned that this is a marathon. We're going to be doing this for a long time. I would tell you in the marathon, we're a couple miles in, and we've got a long run in front of us. And so we're going to remain Janesville strong, but I would ask the community to support each other. As Chief continues to say, give each other a little bit of grace, and please follow the rules outlined in the emergency order and maintain social distancing. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. This has been the March 31st City of Janesville COVID-19 community briefing. This briefing is provided Monday through Friday at 8:30 a.m. Thank you for watching.